completing our 2 days of focusing only on addition and subtraction of real numbers, which is negatives and positives. This is the last long day you're going to have in terms of doing that, but again, it's good for us to kind of understand what's going on. Yesterday we learned that there is a new description of addition. We learned how to model it using pluses and minuses, and then work out the concept using those plus and minus, positive and negative numbers. Quick review of what we did yesterday is we saw a problem like this, which says model the problem and then answer the questions. So what we do is -8 means there are 8 negatives, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. +4 means there are 4 positives. That was the model that we had. How many signs cancel meant how many pairs: 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pairs, 4 pairs. Which one is left over? That's where we looked and saw it. The negatives were left over with 1, 2, 3, 4 of them left. And what we did with that was recognize that this answer is -4. Again, if you had an issue with that from yesterday, feel free to bring your computer up. You've got plenty of time to work. Just make sure you're taking care of your problems. Today what we're going to do is focus on the quote-unquote subtraction problems. I'll put that here because I just told you there is no addition and subtraction yesterday. As I stated yesterday, the key to understanding this work is to forget about our typical definition of addition and subtraction. So what we're going to do is simply rewrite every subtraction problem as a addition problem, which is why I said that you will never, or in algebra you really don't subtract, you just combine them. Whenever you see a subtraction sign, all you have to do is switch it using the add the opposite situation. You might want to write that down because that's really what you're going to do on every subtraction problem you see. So let's look real fast and rewrite a couple of these. Again, you might want to jot these down just so you understand how it works. If you see 9 minus 13, you make 2 switches. Turn this into a plus and then switch the sign on whatever's there. So this is 9 plus -13, and that's how you write it. Again, it was a subtraction problem. You can rewind the video and see for yourself. It was a subtraction problem that we just turned into an addition problem. This is -6 minus 8. Again, with the minus in between, switch it. Switch twice, so plus the opposite makes this -6 plus -8, which now is a true addition problem like what we're used to seeing yesterday. 3 minus -2, again, plus the opposite means now it's 3 plus 2, because there's no need to write 2 pluses, and that's a +2. Same thing here. -10 minus -4 plus the opposite means it's -10 plus 4. Alright, so again, today what we're going to do is add this step to what we did yesterday on Math Excel. So a couple examples and then we'll get ready to go back to our work. So what you'll see on your Math Excel today is going to say, first off, rewrite the subtraction problem as an addition problem, and then model it and do everything you did yesterday. So the first thing you're going to do on this question on Math Excel is you're going to have a blank that says rewritten. So rewrite as an addition. So we do plus the opposite, and you would write -5 plus -8. Now you could also write, if you don't want to use parentheses, just -5 plus -8. As long as you understand what that is that you wrote, both of those are acceptable. The thing is, we put the plus sign so we know we have a -5 and a -8. And when we go to model it, which is going to be the next box, you put 5 negatives and 8 negatives. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The question of how many signs cancel out comes up. Of course, they're all negatives, so none of them. Which sign is left over is the negative. How many are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Which means that your final answer is -13. And that is all. That is all we're adding on to what we did yesterday, is switching it from a subtraction problem to an addition problem and going from there. -4 minus -6. Again, first thing you're going to do is have you switch it, so you might want to do it on paper whenever you get to that, but it's -4 plus 6 is what we have, which then it wants you to model it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positives. How many cancel out? Well, it should be the lower amount, which is 4. So 2, 3, 4 pairs cancel out. Which sign is left over? It's the pluses. We have 2 of them, which means that the final answer is 2. And again, you can type that into your calculator to make sure you know what's going on. Some other problems you're going to see today We'll say evaluate negative 5/6 minus 3/8. I expect for you to do that with a calculator, or you can do it the old-fashioned way. But again, remember, just type in what you see. 5/6 is a fraction, so I open a parentheses, negative 5 divided by 6, close it, and then minus the fraction 3/8 is 3 divided by 8. Then remember, you get a decimal, and keep in mind the way you convert a decimal is by hitting this math button, then enter, and our answer is negative 29/24. You should be able to get that answer with a calculator. Otherwise, you really don't know how to program it, which means you need some assistance. Make sure you take care of that today also. Again, this is a question you're going to see on your quiz. I think it's an easy one. Just make sure you're ready. B wants you to evaluate this question for these three values of x. What we learned last week was that we simply write everything up to the variable and then we substitute. So negative x, I'm going to put parentheses negative 4, plus y is parentheses negative 6.8 minus z, which is parentheses 2. Once you have it written correctly, all you have to do is take your calculator and type in exactly what you see. So negative parentheses negative 4 close plus parentheses negative 6.8 close minus parentheses 2 gives me the answer of negative 4.8. So negative 4 plus negative 6.8 minus 2 is negative 4.8. And again, that's all I'm asking you to do. These two questions are just to make sure you actually know how to program your calculator, because if you don't know how to program your calculator, you definitely need to be coming to see me and getting some assistance. A lot of you don't know how to do the numbers on your own, and if you don't know how to do it on the calculator, then it's going to make for a very long experience. So other than that, go ahead and go to your Math Excel and begin working on that, asking for assistance as you need it, and working backwards on anything that you don't have done yet. Have a quiz tomorrow, don't forget, and that is your third quiz for the year, so make sure you knock that out. And other than that, good luck.